10 hidden reasons why Sigma males have few or no friends. Let's be real. Most people don't choose to be alone. They're alone because they got rejected, betrayed, or never quite fit in. And deep down, they'd trade anything to change that. But Sigma males, different story. They don't just survive in solitude, they own it. While the world drowns in forced conversations, fake smiles, and friendships built on convenience, the Sigma male walks alone. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. Psychologists say humans are wired for connection and that we need friendships to thrive. But Sigmas, they're not here just to thrive. They're here to conquer. And most friendships, they're nothing but distractions. So let's cut through the noise. No cliches, no fluff. Just the real reasons why Sigma males keep their circles razor thin. Let's get into it. 1. They reject superficial connections. Sigma males operate on a different frequency when it comes to conversation. Small talk. Forget it. They're not the type to waste energy discussing last night's game or the latest viral dance challenge. Instead, their minds crave depth, philosophy, psychology, strategy, self-mastery, and life's grand design. They thrive in intellectual exploration, analyzing human behavior, dissecting societal norms, and questioning the very fabric of existence. This mindset, however, comes at a cost. The average person finds deep conversations exhausting or intimidating, while most people bond over shared trivialities like trending memes or celebrity scandals. Sigma see these as they don't just talk for the sake of filling silence. Every word must have purpose. Because of this, many potential friendships never even take root. People who rely on surface-level interactions often feel disconnected from Sigma's intense presence. They mistake his silence for arrogance when, in reality, he's just uninterested in shallow exchanges. Yet, for those who can match their intellectual curiosity, Sigma males make some of the most fascinating conversationalists. They challenge perspectives, introduce unconventional ideas, and stimulate the kind of discussions that leave you contemplating life for hours. In a world where most people skim the surface, Sigmas dive into the depths. This makes them rare, often misunderstood, but deeply valued by those who truly appreciate substance over small talk. 2. Independence is their default setting. Friendship, for most people, is built on a web of expectations, frequent check-ins, emotional availability, and mutual reassurance. Society conditions us to believe that strong bonds require constant validation. But Sigma males, they reject this notion entirely. They don't see friendship as an emotional crutch, but rather as a mutual respect between independent minds. A Sigma's self-sufficiency isn't a flaw. It's a rare trait rooted in psychological resilience. Studies in personality psychology suggest that highly independent individuals, like Sigmas, often score high in self-reliance and emotional intelligence. They don't seek external validation because their confidence comes from within, while others rely on social connections for identity. Sigmas forge their own path. This independence can be misinterpreted. To outsiders, a Sigma's lack of constant engagement might seem like indifference or detachment, but that's far from the truth. When they do form friendships, they prefer quality over quantity, seeking depth instead of surface-level interactions. They value authenticity over obligation. Unlike social butterflies who fear solitude, Sigmas embrace it as a sanctuary for growth, reflection, and personal mastery. Their ability to function alone makes them mysterious, even intimidating. But for those who understand them, a Sigma's friendship is a rare and powerful connection, one that doesn't demand, doesn't suffocate, but remains steadfast when it truly matters. In a world obsessed with social validation, Sigmas stand as a reminder that solitude isn't loneliness, it's freedom. 3. They see through people's agendas. Sigma males possess an almost supernatural ability to read people, a skill honed through keen observation, introspection, and an innate understanding of human behavior. Unlike most, they don't just hear words. They analyze tone, body language, and micro-expressions. A forced smile, they spot the tension around the eyes. Once a compliment laced with envy, they catch the subtle shift in vocal pitch. It's not paranoia. It's pattern recognition. Psychologists call this high social awareness without social dependency. Sigmas don't need constant validation, so they observe from a distance, seeing what others miss. They recognize when someone's friendliness is a mask for hidden motives, be it manipulation, flattery, or an attempt to exploit their resources. This ability makes them immune to emotional traps, toxic friendships, and superficial social games. While others fall for charisma over character, Sigmas assess authenticity. If someone's energy feels off, they don't entertain the relationship. They walk away without a second thought. This selective approach results in an extremely small but high-quality social circle. To outsiders, it may seem like they're losers. In reality, they've simply filtered out drama, dishonesty, and emotional baggage. This is why Sigma males often prefer solitude. They'd rather invest their time in personal growth than waste it navigating deceptive social dynamics. It's not that they dislike people. They just value genuine connections over forced interactions. And in a world filled with facades, their ability to see through the noise is a rare and powerful gift. They don't seek approval. Society has hardwired people to seek validation. From childhood, approval is rewarded. Good grades earn praise. Social conformity wins acceptance. And even in adulthood, this creates a psychological loop where validation becomes addictive. Studies in social psychology confirm that the brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical, when receiving approval. This fuels friendships, bonds, and even personal worth for many. But the Sigma male, he operates on a different frequency. He's not wired to chase approval. Instead, he thrives on self-validation. His confidence is intrinsic, built on personal growth, knowledge, and self-awareness rather than external reinforcement. This makes him immune to peer pressure and trends that dictate the social hierarchy. While most people fear social exclusion, Sigmas embrace it. They don't avoid people because they lack social skills. They simply refuse to engage in superficial connections or unnecessary obligations. They understand that true freedom comes from detachment, not conformity. Their autonomy often baffles others, leading to misconceptions that they are antisocial or arrogant. In reality, they're simply selective. This refusal to conform places them outside conventional social circles, not because they can't fit in, but because they choose not to. It's not rebellion, it's sovereignty. And in a world obsessed with approval, that kind of independence is rare, unsettling, and ironically, deeply respected. 5. Time is their most valued currency. Sigma males have an almost militant respect for time because they understand a fundamental truth. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Unlike money, which can be earned, or energy, which can be restored, lost time is gone forever. This is why Sigmas refuse to squander it on trivial matters like gossip, meaningless drama, or activities that don't serve a real purpose. Think of it this way. While others engage in endless debates about things that don't impact their lives, a Sigma is using that same time to build something meaningful, whether it's mastering a skill, developing a business, or working on self-improvement. They operate with precision, cutting out distractions and people who drain their energy without adding value. This might seem cold to some, but to a Sigma, it's just practical. If a friendship isn't aligned with their mission, they don't dwell on it. They move on. They're not interested in maintaining connections for the sake of appearances or avoiding hurt feelings. This brutal efficiency often makes them misunderstood, even resentful. People who thrive on social validation or emotional dependency may view them as distant or even ruthless. But Sigmas aren't heartless. They simply value deep, meaningful relationships over shallow interactions. If someone proves themselves to be a genuine supportive ally, a Sigma will fiercely protect that bond. Otherwise, they have no issue walking away, ensuring that every moment of their life is spent with intent and purpose. 6. They are extremely selective. A Sigma male's world is not an open-door event. It's an exclusive members-only club where only a select few gain access. Unlike extroverts who thrive in large social circles, Sigmas are highly selective about who they let in. Why? because their time, energy, and mental space are valuable. They don't waste it on shallow connections. To be allowed into a Sigma's world, you must meet strict but unspoken criteria. Loyalty is non-negotiable. Sigmas despise fake friendships and manipulative people. They observe actions over words and will cut ties with anyone who proves untrustworthy. Intelligence is another requirement. Small talk and meaningless gossip won't hold their attention. They seek thought-provoking conversations, and then there's depth. Sigmas gravitate toward those who are self-aware, independent thinkers with their own ambitions and philosophies. Most people won't qualify, and Sigmas are perfectly fine with that. They prefer a tight-knit circle of true connections over a large, shallow network. If you ever find yourself in a Sigma's inner world, consider it an honor. You've passed a test most don't even realize they're taking. 7. They prefer growth over comfort. Most friendships are built on comfort, shared routines, familiar conversations, and predictable behaviors. People bond over consistency because it feels safe, but Sigma males, they're wired differently. They prioritize personal evolution over social stability. While most people find security in sameness, Sigmas chase growth, constantly upgrading their mindset, skills, and that relentless pursuit of self-improvement naturally creates distance from those who remain stagnant. Imagine a Sigma male who starts developing healthier habits, reading more, exercising, leveling up financially, or shifting to a higher level of thinking. Friends who once shared common interests may not resonate anymore. Conversations that used to feel engaging now seem repetitive. The Sigma realizes he's outgrown certain dynamics, not out of arrogance, but because his mindset has expanded beyond the norm. This gradual yet inevitable shift trims their social circle. They don't cut people off maliciously. They simply move in a direction others may not be willing to follow. And since Sigmas value authenticity, they won't fake friendships just to maintain comfort. Instead, they walk alone when necessary, embracing solitude as a natural byproduct of self-mastery. To a Sigma, growth is non-negotiable, even if it means leaving familiar faces behind. 8. They intimidate the weak-minded. Confidence is magnetic, but it also stirs emotions in those who lack it. Sigma males embody a quiet, unshakable self-assurance that isn't performative. It's simply who they are. Unlike alpha males, who often assert dominance through social hierarchies, Sigmas don't seek validation. They move through life with an independent mindset, making decisions based on logic and personal values, rather than peer pressure or trend. This effortless confidence unsettles people for 2 reasons. First, it exposes insecurities. When someone sees a Sigma male thriving without needing external approval, it forces them to confront their own self-doubt. Second, it disrupts social norms. Most people are conditioned to seek status, approval, and belonging. A Sigma male's indifference to these things can feel like a direct challenge to their world. As a result, reactions vary. Some admire the Sigma's ability to walk alone and still command respect. Others, however, react with resentment or distance themselves, unable to reconcile their own insecurities with the Sigma's unbothered nature. This is why Sigmas often find themselves misunderstood or even subtly excluded. Yet they remain unfazed. True confidence doesn't need permission to exist, and that's what makes Sigmas both fascinating and, to some, intimidating. They value solitude more than socializing. For a Sigma male, solitude isn't a void. It's a forge where strength, strategy, and self-mastery are crafted. While society conditions people to seek validation through constant social interaction, Sigmas understand that true power comes from within. They don't waste energy trying to fit into social hierarchies or chase approval. Instead, they leverage solitude to sharpen their minds, refine their goals, and elevate their skills. Psychologists call this constructive solitude, a state where being alone fuels creativity, problem-solving, and deep thinking. Nikola Tesla, a known loner, made groundbreaking discoveries because he embraced isolation to nurture his genius. Sigmas follow a similar path. They use alone time to analyze situations, anticipate challenges, and execute their plans with surgical precision. while others fear silence. Sigmas thrive in it. They aren't distracted by meaningless noise. They channel their focus into personal growth, wealth building, and mastering their crafts. Their independence intimidates those who rely on social approval, making them enigmatic and unpredictable. To a Sigma, solitude isn't a burden. It's their secret weapon. In a world obsessed with external validation, they prove that the greatest strength lies not in the crowd, but in the man who walks alone with purpose. 10. They don't tolerate drama or fake loyalty. Sigma males have zero tolerance for unnecessary drama, gossip, and fake loyalty. To them, these behaviors are distractions that drain energy and compromise integrity. Unlike social butterflies, who thrive on constant interaction, Sigmas prefer meaningful solitude over shallow connections. They live by the philosophy that quality trumps quantity in relationships. A Sigma would rather walk alone than surround himself with people who pretend to care. He sees through fake smiles, forced compliments, and hidden agendas. If someone only shows up when they need something or talks behind his back, he won't just ignore it. He'll cut them off entirely. No warnings, no second chances. Loyalty to a Sigma isn't just about words, it's about action. He values authenticity and expects the same in return. If a connection isn't built on mutual trust and respect, unlike alpha males, who often maintain large social circles for influence, Sigmas keep their circles small and selective. In a world filled with artificial relationships and performative loyalty, the Sigma male is a rare breed. He doesn't tolerate toxicity. He doesn't seek approval. He stands firm in his principles, even if that means standing alone. So, Sigmas, now you understand why your circle is small, or perhaps non-existent. But here's the thing. That's not a weakness. It's a strength. Friendship in the Sigma world, you don't need to explain yourself to the masses. You don't need to fit into anyone's mold. You are wired differently, and that difference is what makes you powerful. So, if you resonated with this message, let's build a community of like-minded thinkers. Hit that like button, subscribe, and continue embracing the Sigma mindset. Having said this,